he'd play the very individualistic AD carries. It's just more that way this split so far. So
Trundle ban. We have not seen that before. As you can see, 0% ban rate in the LCS.
Yeah, so it comes through there. And honestly, here's the thing with Balls, and I keep thinking this is going to happen at some point, is Balls has like a check mark tier list of what he plays. It's Renekton if it's up, if it's not, it's Shyvana, if it's not that, it's Trundle.
Yeah.
And I want to see someone actually make him, like he's chosen to play Rumble once in a while, but just to make him actually play something different, I want to see that happens for CLG.
Check out the Lee Sin ban too. Dexter plays it 2 games in the LCS, and now he's drawing Lee Sin bans. Lulu is available, by the way.
Yeah.
Unbanned. And also unnerfed. We are on the 4.4 patch here. So there were the Lich Bane nerfs that hit on the 4.4 patch, but not the nerfs to help picks that have shifted to the live service here in North America.
Yeah, so now Nien's got to realize that like his champion pool's cut down a little bit as well, right?
Yeah.
Ryze is gone, Shyvana's up, but you know Balls will take that first rotation. Elise, Kha'Zix's also up. Like there's a ton of really gigantic top priority picks available.
I kind of like how they went with the bans because of that, right? Like the majority of these bans are actually targeted, not the generic bans you would see out of teams. So that just means that all those really powerful champions now are just a mind game about who takes what and who gets where, because Cloud9, as we were talking about earlier, does do the tier listing of champions.
Yeah.
Like, is #1 picked? Okay, we'll pick it then.
Yeah,
because it's
great.
not there. Yeah.
So does this mean what Lulu Kha'Zix gets to go through? Like those are like the next sort of tier list type champions.
Well, I actually wonder what Meteos' current list of junglers would be, but you absolutely have it.
Yeah, they're playing sort of
They're playing the Cloud9
style.
Yeah.
Yep.
People talking about, we were talking about Counterlogic Gaming being a little predictable in-game.
Yeah.
I actually feel like Cloud9 is quite predictable in Champ Select, but it's not a bad vulnerability necessarily because they rarely get punished.
So look at what comes up next with the pools. Of course, AD carries and supports largely untouched. Every AD carry available. Only Morgana banned away from the traditional support roles. Soraka's a mid laner, so Lucian Thresh comes through.
Yeah, that worked great for CLG in their victory over TSM. It was actually really funny because Doublelift and Aphromoo had lost to the actual Lucian Thresh combo lane 5 times during the year, and now they're just saying, let's just play it ourselves, all right. And they locked that stuff down right away.
All right, so everyone's getting their who's who of picks right now. And now Cloud9, they're happy to play the same lane over again, saying, yeah, Karma Corki, again for us, long range, great harassment potential. I gotta say, there's a really good push advantage there as well.
There is a huge amount of damage that comes out in that lane. This is now the 2nd pick of Corki we've seen in the LCS. First pick was 2 games ago. They actually didn't... Here's the thing. They destroyed the XGG bottom lane. That was with a couple misplays. Now that they have another LCS game under their belt with Karma and Corki.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting against Doublelift and Aphro, who are respected as the best bottom lane by many in North America. I almost feel like the same way there's the top 3 teams with CLG, TSM, and Cloud9, the bottom lanes especially is looked at as like the strongest part of CLG.
Yeah.
And there should be debate about who the best bot lanes in North America are. You have the sneaky LemonNation, who most people probably consider a bit farther down. Doublelift Aphro, and then X Special Turtle. But honestly, if you look at results and success, the sneaky LemonNation should absolutely be in that conversation.
Yeah, they're phenomenal players overall. So now Counterlogic Gaming, though, let's go back to them. Let's see. So I want to hit that double lane thing a little bit longer, because last time this Corki Karma lane fought against Thresh Kog'Maw. Now it's Thresh Lucian.
Lucian much more versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll see if CLG can do something different about this one. Of course, Evelyn coming through, Ziggs coming through, and Shen, top laner for Balls. So pushed around to that champion.
How many shields can Cloud9 put on one person right here? This is absolutely absurd. If you stacked up the actual health value of some of these late game shields, you're going to be able to put close to 2,000 shield on one person at one time. If you combine Shen, Lulu, and Karma together, as far as Cloud9 goes. That's a very interesting composition because Corki's not exactly a super late game scaler.
Yeah.
So I feel like Cloud9's going to try and take this game before 40 minutes, go fairly hard early. Whereas CLG has been doing more of that playstyle lately, and their composition is suited as such. They have Link to shove all of the lanes on Ziggs, and then they rotate as groups and try and take early turrets. So I really like the way these compositions are trying to counter each other's playstyles.
There's even a couple similarities to the XDG game. ManCloud played Ziggs as well, had actually really good games, started like 3-0 or something, highest CS. So we'll see if CLG can replicate some of that success and fix the rest of the issues. Now, as the champs are locked in, we're going to take a look at the voting over at lolesports.com, and 55% of you are tipping this Cloud9's favor. So a very close one as far as the online vote goes, and I think in the game it'll show the same.
Yeah, these guys have played some spectacular games the last few times they've matched up. Second time these guys played during the regular season was actually CLG's victory over Cloud9. That was the start of their resurgence here when they were able to shock them. And then there was that other crazy game Cloud9 and CLG played where Aphromoo ended up getting 2 or 3 kills with the double buff Leona in the bottom lane. And there were just fights all over the map the whole game. You know, now's the third game really with Dexter in the lineup, CLG Cloud9.
Yeah.
Tipping point game.
It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I mean,
we don't count the ones before Dexter showed up.
It's true, and I keep meaning to like look at CLG's record, but I feel like they had like 4 or 5 losses before he showed up there.
Yeah,
so
they've only lost 3 times with Dexter.
Yeah, so their win rate is honestly very similar to both Cloud9 and TSM's in the LCS. Like, I know we've asked people, are they in the same tier as these guys? And CLG, they're going to look to prove that they are, maybe even a bit above as we get into the Rift.
Yeah, Dexter actually tweeted before today. He said, even though the standings don't matter, I don't have the exact quote, even though the standings aren't that affected by how they do, he's very excited to play against Cloud9. Because as we said, it's kind of a measuring bar for them. If they can beat Cloud9 for the second time of the year, it's more confirmation that CLG has arrived.
And I mean, Cloud9 are a team that have just kind of continued to gather accolades. I mean, you saw them play internationally just about a month ago, placed top 4.
They beat TPA and Team WE handily. Won their group over the IMR Championships. And XGG said they're very good level 1, so we'll see. They're trying those early invades right now.
Early award does come out from LemonNation. It's going to spot out the backside of the red buff. They might just trade vision again with Link, so that these guys know, okay, hey, Cloud9 came through. I'm trying to think if you can actually easily infer whether LemonNation bought a ward or not by counting the potions. Because if he gets the extra gold mastery, you wouldn't run with only 3 potions in a GP10.
No, so I believe he has
1 health, 1 mana, 1 ward.
Yeah, and you could infer, because if he started with that, he would have 3 wards without the gold mastery or 4 with the gold mastery. So if they're paying super close attention, once they see him, they'll realize it's warded. But at the moment, it's irrelevant because they haven't necessarily seen him. So they just know that there may be a ward.
Ooh, and C9 goes back through. LemonNation checks the brush, and Cloud9 makes sure that no one's going to be on the other side. Of course, they see that Aphromoo is there. Put a little bit of harass down. 5 gold for LemonNation.
Blast him off.
Starting things out, and the red buff steal started up.
Yeah, well, they do get to see with the 2-minute trinket ward over the wall. Dexter safely started as blue. Meteos started at red. Now, since they're not doing any lane swaps, it would be a somewhat dangerous invade by Dexter if Cloud9 wanted to pull back, but it looks like they'll just trade blue and reds.
Yeah, well, they used balls, and he actually put his trinket ward down on his own red buff, so he'll be able to see that Dexter's going to trade this one. Actually, the trinket misses the brush, so he actually...
That didn't see him.
I don't think he knows that, theoretically doesn't know Dexter's stealing this. They can infer it, but...
When you're placing wards down, they actually change, the indicator changes in color if it's in the brush or not. Useful tip.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really unfortunate, actually.
It is.
Because that could play massive mind games on Meteos right now, because he's expecting that Dexter didn't counter jungle. He's saying, oh, he just got screwed over because
now
they see him. The ward.
He went towards double golems. They see him now.
They saw him in the minions.
Dexter greeted up for the double golems. Now they're going to know that he's up there. Of course, this also means that Balls needs to play safely. Dexter kind of going right back to his own jungle, though, says there's no real gank to be had. Ganking for Shyvana as Evelynn, not the best at removing guys with move blocks. So Balls are going to be safe here for now. It's got to be where the Evelynn was topside, meaning LemonNation and Sneaky are safe for now. Meteos back down into the jungle. He's hoping to find Dexter somewhere.
Yeah, so I still wonder if did they ping him at the double golems if they saw him here? Either way, he's going in for the gank from behind.
He's going to look for this. We'll have a slow available. Lands a good amount of damage. There comes the Void Spikes as well. Dexter shows up. Glitter Lance lands on a Link. Dexter takes a bit of damage on the way out.
Dexter wasn't there. That would have been a flash Q, but Sneaky.
Aphromoo outmind gaming himself. Hopes to get the juke. Does not land it into Sneaky, though. Corky's going to be safe for now. The jump in from Doublelift. Good damage comes through.
It's all about the barrier baiting right now. Aphromoo has no ignite. whereas LemonNation saved his. So these bottom lanes really going at it. Doublelift and Aphro have shoved the lane, which is why their CS is higher at the moment. And maybe planning a dive.
Oh, wow. This is going to be all kinds of close. LemonNation, level 3 now.
So key, because it gives him enough mana for a shield as well.
No mantra available. Here comes the hook. It's going to land on a Sneaky. The barrier's going to come through. Sneaky will go down. First blood goes to Dexter and a lantern on the way out. Counterlogic Gaming starting out good.
That was so clean right there, Freak. They were both low when they got that, and because Aphro was reliable with the hook, and they all just flashed right out, it was just a brilliant blowing through the barrier of Sneaky, and really, I think, giving them advantage in that lane.
Absolutely. Already a 10-minion lead. Sneaky goes back for a Doran's Blade, whereas Doublelift gets a Vamp Scepter. He's going to be much quicker there. To the Bloodthirster as they move on towards about the 15-minute mark into the game. Dexter continually clearing his own jungle, and Meteos, we did see him in the mid for Link, but now we'll see if he can kind of follow up on the fact that Flash is blown.
Yeah, the first gank by Dexter, again having that success, really beneficial here, because I do think the bottom lane success here of Doublelift and Aphro, especially if they can get a lead in that lane and then start rotating around the rest of the map, is of utmost importance for the current incarnation of the way CLG plays. This laning phase right here isn't that much like they played lately, but the fact that they're winning it with that first kill gives them a good chance in the rest of the game. Yeah,
I know when we talked to, I'm trying to remember which AD carry we spoke with about his experience playing in the LCS and getting used to all the AD carries out there. He said the only one that really scared him a lot was Counterlogic Gaming.
Right.
He's like, everyone else, they just kind of farm, it's not a big deal, it's kind of passive for a while, but you fight up against Rush Hour and it's like, oh god, we're just dying all the time. And so CLG, they at least traditionally play to win the lane. And it's working out here.
Yeah, I actually remember we were chatting with Saint Vicious there.
That's right, it was Saint.
LCS exit, but absolutely, it's because I feel like CLG has always focused on the 2v2 lane, especially Doublelift and Aphromoo, and really winning the 2v2 matchups. Sometimes it actually gets them in a little bit of trouble because they're almost overconfident and play 2v2 matchups when they know they can't, like when they shouldn't win them because they think they can win them. Lucian Thresh, though, can win any matchup, and that's why Doublelift and Aphro are so confident, and now they're going towards it more often.
Yeah, they grabbed it early on, the two of them together, just for the lane dominance. So High starting to make a little bit more moves around the map, clears away a pink ward in the enemy jungle, trying to free up Meteos. He actually leaves as Meteos goes in. Don't know if he quite got spotted by the ward nearby, though, but I don't believe he'll be able to make any plays just yet in the bottom lane. Link still without Flash for about a minute and a half, but he's safe in the background. Hook nearly lands into Sneaky. But these guys just, it's interesting to watch lanes like this because they're trying so hard to get these small advantages, but they're so good at the same time at being safe to not get caught out. You're seeing them try really hard to get 50 damage and then back off again.
Yeah, and with the Vamp Scepter advantage, you can kind of see why. Any trades in the bottom lane can be re-sustained up by Doublelift. Get off that pink ward.
He's going to be able to get it, yeah. Grabs the lantern, flies across the map, no big deal. 5 gold for LemonNation for harassing him. Frostfang versus Sightstone here among the supports. 3 CS, LemonNation winning that one by 50%.
It's one thing about Aphro, actually. He doesn't necessarily believe in the gold per 10 items. He'll generally try and get his vision control first, or if he's going for the talisman route with the ancient coin, he'll just try to get to the talisman as quickly as possible. Doesn't necessarily go for the Targons or the Spell Thief's Edge that often.
Yeah, it's interesting watching sort of the way supports are building this season.
Everyone has their own theory.
Yeah, I just remember in the preseason, there's an interview with Doublelift and Aphromoo, and they said, yeah, now that supports get more gold, we'll just carry every game from the bottom lane. We'll just crush every single time, kill everyone. And Aphro's like, well, I'm going to still buy some wards, but I'll buy Meteos for you, Doublelift.
Yeah. I'll give you cleanse, that way you can bring barrier.
There you go.
This is an interesting matchup, actually, because Balls pretty much dominates every top laner in North America. But now he's on Shen, who doesn't necessarily crush lane. He still has a CS advantage early on against Nien. But his impact, I want to see if it's diminished this game.
Yeah.
Cloud9 often relies on Balls to actually carry, even though teams don't expect that to really be the case. And I don't know if he can do that on Shen.
And I mean, we talked about Nien on the other side of this one, and I feel like we talked about Nien being very good at team fighting, having usually a rough time in the lanes, though.
Yes.
So going fairly equal down 10 CS, but no kill threat, I feel like that's a great place to start for CLG, and that the fact that they rush-picked the Shyvana, giving away Kha'Zix's Lulu for it, but they're winning in the lane that they picked early on. both the top lane and the AD carry support lane. Like, this is not a bad start for CLG, both from champ select and in execution so far.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the shields come out in team fights, especially for a team that is as coordinated as Cloud9. Shen plus Lulu plus Karma onto a Kha'Zix who evolved as R first and can get damage reduction while he's stealthed away. Like, I really wonder if CLG is going to be able to finish kills in these team fights, despite having the large amount of AoE damage. That's what CLG then has going.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to watch for, but there's the ulti in from Kha'Zix. Damage onto Link, does have flash, but Little and some good damage. Ooh. Oh, hi! Knocking him into the air and getting the kill, stopping the satchel. Here comes the Shen ulti as well. Dexter's got nowhere to go, does have flash, but it doesn't matter. Meteos flashes, goes down anyway, though. Dexter with the kill credit. The 2-2 on the map.
The turret shots really stacked up there, but a 2-1 overall, making it 2-2 for the game. That's the Shen making an impact right there. Really well-played gank by High in particular, popping out the second knock-up and making it so they could secure the kill on Link. Let's see if he can take advantage of that mid lane now. Nien might get a lot of the turret for it, though.
Getting a lot of damage down. Balls trying to keep this one alive, and he actually went for early magic resist here. So no Sunfire early on, right? No way to push the wave out quickly. And the fact that Nien went towards Blade of the Ruin King, this MR build that Balls started doesn't help him as much in the one-on-one either.
No, right there. We'll see if Nien can punish him for that. It'll be very interesting to see, because if it would have been a tank Shyvana, then the magic resist would have been the absolute right call, since Eve is a magic damage heavy jungler, and CLG's team in general is the majority magic damage. But now, because of the counter build by Nien, might even out a little bit.
See where it pans. Link and Meteos spotting each other. Nice satchel. Gets Link to safety. Making the right play, satcheling behind himself. But a bit of an engage in the bot lane and the mid lane. Link taking more damage, no satchel available. Double gets a kill, but so does Meteos, and High in the mid lane, trading kills across the map.
Yeah, two things happening at the same time. We'll get the replay of the second one soon, but this mid lane gank was just brute forcing down the mid lane. Meteos picks a lane and oftentimes repetitively ganks it and then shoves afterwards, so they're going to take a huge advantage. Most games, that's top lane with Balls. This game, it's mid lane with High.
Couple shots to go to that. Turret's going to go down. We look back, bottom lane kill.
Yeah, it was just Aphro again making a play. Lands a hook and then plays him out of the Valkyrie. Just exquisite Thresh play. These North American Threshes are damn good.
And he dodged a big one rocket right at the end there in the brush. He was one shot away from getting killed in the trade going through.
Top
Gonna be a risky one. Yeah, Nien very low health in the top lane, getting chased around by Shen right
unhealthy
here.
dragon. This is a bad place to be. Ooh,
he
nice
light
heal.
steals. Still goes down. Nice attempt. Gets a couple minions for it. So,
yeah,
you know, more money in the pockets.
And this game is just getting pretty clutch here. CLG trying to force the dragon because they knew Cloud9 was sending reinforcements up to that top lane. They're going to try and burst it down before Cloud9 comes in.
Well, going to get the burst. It's going to happen right here. And, of course, the rest of the team can jump over the wall. CLG with a quick escape.
Really nice strategic call there by CLG, because even though it wasn't a gank that killed Nien, he had the illusion of escaping enough that Cloud9 got a little bloodthirsty and went to finish him off, which pulled them out of position for that dragon, which otherwise wouldn't have been able to be taken by counter logic gank.
Great reaction. That's the kind of things that I see from the better teams is they'll identify a weakness, say, okay, this is going to happen to us regardless. What can we do with the fact that they're trying to get this kill or get this turret or get this dragon? So you identify that and get themselves a dragon kill for themselves. And you can see a 500 gold lead. Says, you know, CLG, team to be respected, team to watch out for if you end up 6th seed in playoffs.
Nobody wants to play CLG right now.
Not even Cloud9.
Yeah, there's a chance. I mean, even the 2nd seed between TSM and Cloud9, if things did fall according to seeding in the playoffs, would mean CLG plays the 2 seed, and that means no one wants to be the 2 seed either.
These guys go. Doublelift, Aphromoo still chilling in the bottom lane. The CS has been equalized, but the Bloodthirster already done for Doublelift. Is going to get him a bit of a team fight edge. Dexter and Nien going to take the double golems in the face of a ward. I gets Booba for himself, so he's still holding up. 1-0-2, I got to say, the mid lane pick is working much better for Cloud9. I know people sort of tend to give High flack as the least standout member, but he's having, I would say, kind of the best performance so far this game.
Yeah. High actually plays a very roam-heavy role. It's because he doesn't care about his own individual farm. He'll oftentimes roam top to get balls going or roam bottom to get the bottom lane going. This game, though, he is the focal point of Meteos' ganks and is making an impact.
Well, Dexter is about to get help from Nien, so he's fine. Did see a pink ward, though. High knows that the ward's days are numbered. They're down to 3 hits.
Ooh, nice sweep.
Away award.
Yeah, nice sweep right there. One thing I do want to point out, though, as we see Aphromoo on Thresh, is just these last 2 games with Bunny Fufu's Thresh and now Aphromoo's Thresh. These guys are amazing at Thresh. There was Bunny's hook onto the Elise out of the repel when it was jumping to minions, and Aphro with all of his hooks in plays this game already. And a Lantern to get him out.
There you go. They're playing around it too, and you got to give credit to the rest of the team as well to know what's available. Doublelift can overcommit, knowing a Lantern's waiting for him on the way out. And just in general, I mean, I love when I Will Dominate first started talking about Bunny Fufu and said, I've never played with a better Thresh. He will just say, go now, and he knows the Lantern's waiting for him. That he can time the ganks from the support role. Like, there's a whole lot of crazy things you can learn as Thresh that really pay off for you.
Well, do they go now? Not with the missed plays. Uh-oh.
Bit of a root on Aphromoo. Some damage comes through. Box gonna land. LemonNation get the Shen ulti now. High in the front lines. Meteos around as well. Flash away from Aphromoo. Now Dexter a bit caught up there. Does have his own flash. Will it be enough damage? The burst comes through. They get 1.
Whoa.
In comes Meteos over the wall. Flayed backwards. Puts a slowdown. The damage does come through from Lulu. The flash back over from Meteos, keeping him safe. 2 for 0 for Cloud9.
Yeah, absolutely. They snuck a second kill, and Nien flies in afterwards. Misses both of them.
Well, he still wants blood, and then turns back around, so not quite on that one. Mid lane gonna get pushed away.
Of course, right after we give Aphromoo a bunch of credit for being amazing on Thresh, he misses both of his skills and they lose 2 kills. Curse of the casters right here, but Cloud9 now with the slight lead. CLG trying to make something back, and this was just brute force by Cloud9, catching people in the pit. And I believe it was the Ignite tick that finished off Doublelift while he was trying to call. So nice play overall by Cloud9. They're overpowering people with their shields right now.
It's working so nicely. They can just keep going in. Works out well. Doublelift now in the back lines of the bottom lane, keeping his turret alive, getting the farm. 130 CS on that man. Flash back to the top lane.
This top lane, an unfortunate series of events there for Nien. He isn't able to match Balls so far with his rotations down. It's just perfect. Balls is the type of player who would go on Shen and then just start 3-0-1 against a Shyvana who counter-built him early on in the game. Now he's got the Ninja Tabi, so he's okay against the auto attacks.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting mix of damage here from CLG. Honestly, not a lot. Well, actually, there's a decent amount that you would want Mark Treads for, mostly from Thresh here.
But even with all this, all these accolades we're giving Cloud9, CLG's even in gold. They are absolutely in position to win this game. Even still. All the wave clear from Link, and the stealthing of Dexter gets popped by Meteos.
Slow and Meteos jumps in with the wings. Level 11 here, pops the ulti. Damage going in. Dexter under serious trouble. Flash taunt comes through. Kill picked up right there. And now it's Nien chasing down into Meteos. Meteos X-Drinker was popped. He gets away with the ultimate. Has a red buff. Nien has a flash. Ziggs bomb does catch onto Meteos. Nice aim right there by Link. Revenge kill.
Good predictions, gets 1 back. That's what CLG's been doing for most of this game. Even when Cloud9 makes a good play, like Balls killing Nien, CLG will get a dragon. Or if Dexter gets caught out, they overcommit and Link gets them with a bomb. And now 2 turrets are getting pushed.
Yeah, well, top lane tier 2, honestly, worth a lot more than the bottom lane first tier, so more gold going to be going into CLG's pockets comparatively. Sneaky getting the split push farm, 152 CS on him. Bloodthirster finally done. We'll see if he can do much more for himself in this one. Nien Aphromoo, after getting that turret credit, they say, okay, let's get a bit of control over your jungle, and you can see 2 wards now. Going to control the red buff of Cloud9.
Yeah, so Nien still trying to stay in this game, and a bit of pressure. Can he land a hook? The speed of high.
Yeah.
A little bit too much right here.
High speed. High speed Lulu. Goes in for the fight on Doublelift, puts the glitter lance down. The other side, they're going to be okay. So, gotta say, it's a lot easier for Doublelift to get his health back than for High. Those skirmishes probably not great for C9. Dexter looking for the flank, gonna get spotted by Meteos. A bit of a root coming in.
This dragon is really key.
See
the Shadow coming in right now.
Plays a lot of shields and the ulti coming through as well. High still might go down. Shen, he does arrive to the fight though. Nien low on health in the back lines. He's gonna get away safely though. 1 for 0 CLG.
Really nice catch there, burning through all of the shields from Cloud9 and now being able to get this next dragon. It's all about the starts of these fights for CLG as they control yet another dragon. Now 1,000 gold lead.
It's a battle of their burst against the shields of C9. They get just enough to remove the squishies here. High starting a bit more ability power to keep him safe. Link getting the blue buff steal as well. And the wards are still alive on the top side of the map. Meteos making the best of a bad situation, taking away the wolves. Why not? Angrily knocked them down still. Almost level 12 for him. keeping up.
And look at how spread out everyone became immediately after that Dragon, too. All the objectives are still being hotly contested over. Both these teams are probably the best in the league at controlling objectives like Dragon and Turret. So far, CLG has the edge in that category, which is why they are ahead in this game.
You can see right now, Meteos still actually trying to take these, but CLG not ready to let this one go. Good dodge by Meteos. Spike comes through, gets it. Oh! The jump gets played. Meteos has nowhere to go. Aphromoo, LCS big play. Gonna get out with this one. Link gets the gold and the blue buff back.
Just a nice flag. He missed the hook to throw him off, just so he would expect it with the play, but being able to get the jump right there from Meteos, totally securing the kill and getting the blue buff back. Check this one out as soon as he starts jumping away. Oof. And then a lot of damage dumped down by Cloud9, but they didn't want to commit to that fight.
Yeah.
Because it would have meant more pain.
And to a certain extent, I feel like you can't blame Thresh for missing a hook when you juke like the other direction 500 units.
That
he went through the golem.
Is a lot of prediction.
You can't hit that hook. He's behind something.
It was only if he was running away. So it's actually just the right kind of hook.
Yeah. Besides, he would miss if he did throw it. So, you know.
You saw the hooks you don't throw.
There you go. Well, top lane now. Balls did get the red buff for his team with Meteos dead. He wanted to get that one down. Nien pulling a bit of attention to the top lane, but he is safe right here in 185 minions. Means that his Shyvana pick is paid off as far as the laning phase goes. He's got a turret lead and a minion kill lead. But Balls has been getting around the map. 3-0-2 for him. So Cloud9, 2,000 gold down. CLG, of course, earned a 2,000 gold lead for themselves. Great dragon pressure by them. We're going to move into team fights, I feel like, pretty soon, once the outer turrets finally drop off.
Yeah, the big question as far as the creation of team fights is how the split push pressure is actually playing out right now. Doublelift and Nien are shoving lanes better than Cloud9 is right now, so all the fights are actually at CLG's choice.
Well, the gun of Meteos has the ulti. In comes Dexter. The high shows up as well. There's the box, jumps over the wall. Meteos is safe trading. Ulti's that one. CLG backs on now. They're fine.
Yeah, but once again, you can see Cloud9 is the ones rotating through their own jungle, and CLG are the ones catching them up.
Yeah.
Their wave clear is just superior right now. Factoring in that Ziggs, who started 0-2, now is 3-2 by Link, and really just trying to power down Cloud9 and starve them from objectives. If they get this mid turret, they can take a lot more.
Well, here comes the Siege. Balls waiting in the top lane with Stand United. The rest of Cloud9 ready to defend this one. Looks like all four, or at least nearby, as Meteos takes the race as the farm juggler he is. 100 CS for him. 2-3-3 in the game. Same score as Dexter. High goes in with a lot of speed. Finds Link. Huge damage. Ignite is on. Is it going to be enough? Barrier required by Link. Flashes away from the red buff. Wow.
I think he flashed because he was worried about the next Glitter Lance that would have came from High, because Help Pix was still on his head.
Yeah.
But even so, he barely stays alive after the barrier right there. And now Cloud9 on a bit of a power play, getting the waves back under control.
With Link gone, his ulti is available, but he's not going to toss it till he leaves the base right here. Minion's dead for now in the mid lane. But a new wave comes up. Ball's still pressuring Nien off on the side. Now Nien can stop Stand United. He does have the Dragon's Descent available. So Balls will have to be smart about how he gets into the team fight. Cloud9 actually do back off of that, though, realizing that CLG does have health back.
This is still a really close game. It's been... I don't even really know how to describe it, because there's been a lot of rotations. You know, CLG's gotten the 2 dragons. And there's been a lot of catches in this game, more so than you normally see. It's like both teams are heavily rotating, but getting caught while doing it.
Yeah, it's a lot of deep wards, I feel like, setting it up. I mean, CLG, you can see, case in point, Aphromoo right here, into the enemy jungle, the wards go looking for the team that goes around the Wraith camp. Doublelift in High, in another of a fight. Again, High trying to put wards down, gets spotted out by the enemy team. Looks for a bit more lens. Another one, Meteos steals away the Wraith. Double takes a rocket in the back of the head.
Map control is just so paramount for these guys.
Yeah.
Right now, especially with all the hooks and plays Aphromoo has been landing.
Yeah, they're both just playing like in the front of the enemy jungle. That's where both teams like want to place their wards, where they want to play play around. And like pink ward's constantly getting removed means neither team can take away vision quickly.
I really think the next Dragon's going to be so critical here. Cloud9 was outplayed by CLG in that last fight because High was actually able to be dropped through all his shields. He really wants to get a death cap before that fight, but he just doesn't have the gold for it. Whereas Link does have his Rabadon's death cap right now. That could actually be a pretty big factor if Link can land a good ultimate on Ziggs here. Obviously, Balls has his ultimate up. I think every single ultimate in the game is up right now. It's just flashes and a barrier that is down on a couple of the sides. So really, potentially an apocalyptic dragon fight.
We're missing a total of 3 combat summoners right now. The Ignite of High and both the Summoners of Link. So everything available, we'll see. Trinkets on cooldown, a couple of them. So that's a missed opportunity. Can't cast them in the battle.
You can see how much sweeping and war control is going on in this game. 4 sweepers on one side, 3 sweepers on the other.
Only one.
Balls is keeping his ward because he's more likely to be split pushing, and he needs to put a little bit of vision up to prevent himself from getting 2 or 3v1'd.
Yeah.
Is High going to try and flank here? This would be crazy call.
Well, he's going to kill a ward on the way in.
Yeah.
Got to make sure he doesn't
Run straight
stay visible. Yeah, in fact. Upgraded sweeper is there for Nien. He can reveal Kha'Zix's mid-fight. Also 3 pink wards in the inventory. So we see if they can track Meteos very well here. High looking on the backside. Mid-turret's going to go down. Top go. Well, Meteos with the jumps on in. Big tank there in the front line. Huge AoE goes down. Who's going to take the damage first? 2-man taunt in the back line. Ball's still there. Doublelift low. He goes down to High. Ball's still going down. Finds Aphromoo. Double kill. Triple kill now as more people fall over. Mass kills for C9.
They just steamrolled CLG right down there. It was a stealth Kha'Zix with the Shen who became monstrous and wild on top of CLG. That was just brute force onto CLG's face, and they get 3 for nothing. CLG trying to get a turret back as a defense, but that Baron's going down.
Well, smart play by CLG, of course. Cloud9 for sure get the Baron for themselves. It will be a gold lead, but again, we talk about strategic play, smart play, rotational play. Like Counter Logic Gaming take what they can off of that loss, but it means a 1,200 gold lead, only a 1,200 gold lead for Cloud9 off that fight.
Yeah, and they're actually making sure to get the Dragon as well, because Dragon is worth a huge amount of gold at 25 minutes here. They don't want to get CLG out of here either. Guess is the wrong bush there, LemonNation.
Counter Logic Gaming going to be safe. You know, he went for the logical brush.
Yeah,
but this
not
is the wrong team.
Logical brush.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't
out-mind game them. It's okay, you just said the punchline.
Yeah, right there, even though it's a box, it didn't stop much because Meteos and Balls were huge coming through there, and it was really just about closing onto Dexter, and it was actually to CLG's detriment that they tried to ball up around the dive. It just meant they sat inside the Sunfire Cape of the Shen, and a little bit of AoE damage from Kha'Zix.
And it was fun to watch sort of that fight separate as well. I watched Nien there, who dove in for Sneaky. He was basically 1v2ing the backline. Lemon and Sneaky were like, Nien, get away from us, like, don't touch us. And it was Meteos, Balls, and High just by themselves diving into the rest of CLG and getting all those kills in that fight, so.
Yeah. And even if Sneaky gets completely eliminated from a fight, like, the Rockets have such a long range that Corki can almost always contribute near the backside of fights.
Yeah. Did a good job of this one overall. Balls gonna pick the bottom lane now to split push. But CLG, right, they're on the back foot. They're good damage on a double lift here. It's going to be the engage from Dexter. Can they find much? Ziggs Bomb comes through, forcing the flash away. High takes Mikhail's Crucible to keep himself alive, but now Meteos wants in. Can he get into this one? Look in, the knock-up comes through. They find Dexter. The land is going to keep double lift safe for now. One rocket comes through, the damage onto double lift. The big one finds it. Sneaky getting another kill. 2, 2, and 5 for him. Double kill. Getting on the board. And
this is the point in the game where Cloud9 is most dangerous. They got the levels so the bases of the shields are very high, and they're just able to push through CLG. No matter what CLG throws back at them, they are almost unable to break through any of these defenses. Now with 3 dead, this could be inhibitor, maybe more. Yeah, Balls is locking up Nien, so it's a 4 versus 1 in CLG's base. Forced to backdoor the inhibitor turret, but look at the shields. Meteos is fine to do this right there. Yeah. Won't even barely lose health. Now to the inhibitor. They were just able to brute force that turret down without their tanking. They just tanked with shields, and they get the inhibitor while Balls was chasing down Nien. The only health comes from a Spectre's Kyle, the only armor from a Ninja Tabby, and Meteos fully tanked a backdoor inhibitor turret. So Balls, of course, in a great spot, and I just want to point out another cool thing here. So Balls could have went Spirit Visage for cooldown reduction, more healing in fights. He went Banshees, I'm thinking, to help block the fact that Nien can't stop his TP. Link, can he get away? In comes the jump from Meteos. No, he can't. Burns Flash didn't quite need to. Goes down 14-6 Cloud9. Things are getting real rough for CLG here because they've lost control of their own jungle. They didn't necessarily think there were going to be 2 people waiting around in that part, so Link thought he would be safe, but he couldn't know he would be safe. He went for it because he needs farm to stay in the game, and he got punished by Cloud9. Yeah, and punished because of all the freaking ward control. Look at the red dots in the upper, like the left-hand side jungle right now from C9. They've warded the entrance to the blue buff. They've warded one of the entrances to the wolf camp as well. There's not a lot of places that CLG can go safely. They've been forced to pink ward their own jungle. Look at the one by the double golems there. They're fighting to control what areas they can, but C9 owns more of it. Yeah, Cloud9's going to continue to play relentlessly right here. They see a Dexter. See if he can
taking it away. LemonNation going in for the root right here, getting a whole bunch of money for it, slows him down as well. In comes Meteos. Big damage out there. Here comes the rocket as well. Meteos on a rampage, 6-3-7.
Yep, now with Dexter off the table, the fear of a flank is diminished. CLG actually doing a pretty smart thing here, pushing up mid lane as much as they can to try and deter this push. Cloud9 just has too much presence around the map, though.
Yeah, they really do. It's going to be 3 men down the bottom lane, but the mid lane actually is going to pull the attention away. Recalls come in from Cloud9. No, it's going to be LemonNation is recalling. High sneaky Meteos want to keep going.
Ooh, this could be a bit late here. CLG has a lot of pushing power. Cloud9 getting out-rotated here by CLG.
We're seeing the recalls kind of started and stop right there. CLG definitely looking for this one. Inhibitor turret is going to go down now for the inhibitor itself. Sneaky and Meteos, a full turret and a half behind the CLG Wrecking Crew.
So much of Cloud9's damage is off pushing turrets right here. The inhibitor falls, and I don't even know if they can chase them down.
Oh, the slow's not going to land. They haste in from high, though. Can he find it? The hook in from Aphromoo. The damage on the high. Great Meteos Crucible. Here comes Shen. Doublelift trying to run away. Can they find much more? Aphromoo gets rooted up. Nien not even getting attacked right now. High is going to find one on this one. Still looking for Doublelift. Doublelift has mana, though. Pink ward comes down, finds damage onto High. Here comes Meteos on the backside. The shields keep High alive. And Meteos finds a kill with his team. It's going to be now Nien forced to cut up the other rocket. Not going to find enough. The shutdown comes in. Nien actually finds 2, but the 3-for-2 battle overall for C9.
Nice flash at the end by Nien, but it's just not enough as Cloud9 rotated back up and was able to get a couple of kills. Now the push down the mid lane comes from Cloud9. Crazy set of fights there by CLG.
Man, I mean, they kind of came out, I would say, sort of ahead with that one.
They did, because they were against a team that had all the control. They got an inhibitor, and they didn't get obliterated in that fight. Cloud9, because their damage was so delayed, even though they played that fight pretty well with High getting a wild growth off onto Nien's Dragon's Descent, still fell a fair bit, and I'd say it was just a great strategic call by CLG.
Wonderful stuff by these guys, but Cloud9 still taking as much as they can right here. Top lane tier 2 turret goes down, meaning the only turrets left on the map are the ones inside CLG's base.
Yeah, watch this ultimate by High, though. Right as the Dragon's Descent was going to hit him. And then the Shen ult comes in to make sure he's super healthy. Doublelift does a nice job life-stealing up on the rates. And then this fight is all about the collapses and who can get where when. Doublelift tried to play the corner game, does fairly well against High to get him low. And because of the Ziggs bomb and because Nien still had his flash, he was able to pick up 2 kills there just with his burnout and his auto attacks, making the best of a bad situation.
Did what he could, but it still means 7,000 gold right now, puts Cloud9 in the favor. Hit more than 10% here in this one, close to 15. High on ball share and some farm down to the bottom lane, and you know, they push balls in a Shen. 3-0-8, big pressure on the map. Not a ton of kill participation, but he's there when the team needs him.
Yeah. Cloud9's going to continue to try and press this game really, really fast because they actually know that their late game isn't completely unstoppable. We might not have time to get into it because this game is going to be so fast, but Corki doesn't necessarily have a great way of scaling into the late game because it's hard for him to get penetration. And then, as we can see, a little bit of a glitch here on our screen. Never mind, that's just our screen. And then the rest of the game has Lulu, whose shields will eventually be able to get broken through. And that's going to be a problem as CLG pushes up the mid lane here.
All right, here they go, looking for more pressure to go into the outer turret here. Finally, turret number 3 for Counter Logic Gaming. See, they keep finding more. Whoops. They're going to be moving in towards the Baron now for themselves, looking into this one. We'll see if C9 pretty much stop them. Poke
Big
coming out.
Baron play right here.
Big rocket as well. They're looking for it.
They got to just go in.
Well, it's going to be the ulti coming in high. Looks in for Link. Link taking a whole bunch of pain silence as well. Down he goes. 2 kills so far for Cloud9. Looking at now Nien in the front lines. Can he win this in a 3 versus 5? Still running away. Meteos on the chase, though. Slow comes out. Kill comes in. 3 kills Cloud9. Only Doublelift and Dexter are alive. Doublelift tries to outplay. He will go down as well. High with a solo kill credit. Only Dexter alive.
Yeah, Cloud9 taking the most advantage of their power play right now. Again, just going in and obliterating the CLG lineup. Another great flank kill. They actually were able to kill Link before his ultimate went off. And another Baron may just secure this game for Cloud9.
Dexter is around in the wings, though. Reveal's going to be on the wrong side from Sneaky. No real vision. Dexter not going to find much. There goes the Baron. Meteos secures it without even smiting. Doesn't even need it. 22-8 in kills now. 13,000 gold. Cloud9 looking good in the end game so far.
Just take stock of items right here. Sneaky nearing Infinity Edge. Much more gold than Doublelift. Doublelift hasn't had the best game. High had his lane ganked pretty heavily early on in the game. It's allowed him to power up substantially on Lulu. And then, of course, that Kha'Zix pick that was able to just fall into the hands of Meteos has been so damn aggressive because he has so much to back him up. Shen shields, Lulu shields, and the works. CLG tried to force this Baron to stop the split push, but then everyone was able to dodge that Thresh pretty much, getting onto Link at the most important time. And once Link was down, the sustained damage was pretty much ruined. Everyone else on Cloud9 could just chase down CLG.
Well, CLG back, revive, but the mid inhibitor's gonna go down anyway to the Baron up C9, and they look to keep going with this one.
Everyone on CLG is
turret.
alive. This is ridiculous.
Well, they're gonna try
They're
anyway.
daring CLG to fight them right now.
Big shield, big haze, turret, one hit from Dead. That's gonna go down. Falls in, gets hooked up at the front lines. Meteos there as well. Bomb hits on the two, into the back lines they go. Nien takes a whole bunch of punishment. Sneaky is safe, and High grabs the first kill. Meteos gets Meteos, gets hooked up though. He's got nowhere to go. He ults, he leaps, he gets a shield. Is it gonna be enough? Dexter almost trades his life for it, but does survive, thanks to Aphromoo. But a 1-for-1 for a turret.
You almost never see a team push Nexus turrets in an actual 5v5 there. All 5 members were alive for CLG. And now they're laying in wait, hoping that CLG pokes their head out.
He gets hasted, he gets the shield on top, goes down right away. Sneaky wants retribution, can he find it? Link puts the poke down. Aphromoo in the front lines, Dexter there as well. LemonNation gets hooked up by Aphromoo. He goes down, 2 kills a Doublelift, the ult comes out. Sneaky has nowhere to go, triple kill for Doublelift. Now it's on to Balls, he kills off Dexter, but he's got nowhere to go. The push comes in. Is it gonna be the quadra for Doublelift? Yes, it is. Wow. 4 kills CLG.
That could be a monstrous turn here for CLG. How much can they actually take off of this one? These are long death timers. 35 minutes in, the 4 kills on a Doublelift has not been shot for yet. They're going to go for this inhibitor freak.
They've got a minion wave behind them, and the inhibitor turret is, of course, already dead. So here they go. Only Meteos is alive for the next 15 seconds. Looks like a 3-on-1 right here. Meteos shows, looks for Link, tries to explode, the bomb falls through, the bomb comes through, the ulti is on, the W lands, Meteos gets the reset. He goes in for Aphro, turns on the stealth, jumps away, doesn't want any more blood here. Doublelift has no more mana, but it's just enough to get the kill, the 1-for-1.
There is 3,200 unspent gold on Doublelift right now, and he has just turned himself into the focal point of this game. Still 10,000 gold down, but inhibitors down on both sides. A Nexus turret down for CLG. A game that was effectively over 2 minutes ago just got turned around by that quadra kill from Doublelift.
Doublelift went from 2-5-4 to 7-5-4.
Yeah.
Over the last minute right here. Counter Logic Gaming. Life breathed back in. 9,000 gold now. Much better than it was before. 13K not too long ago. Double's gonna recall, spend his 16,000 total gold. Infinity Edge comes in for the man. What's gonna move for next?
Yeah, he needs a little bit of magic resist, so that gives him a lot of help against one help picks or Glitterlance hitting him from a very fed high. And you know, these last 5 minutes are kind of hard to put in perspective because yes, what Cloud9 did felt very overaggressive. And it most likely was. You know, they should not have tried to push in 5v5, and their bait at the end was a little bit overaggressive. However, Cloud9 kind of has to do those things. At this point, Lucian is worlds stronger than Sneaky's Corki, and the shields from Cloud9 might not be enough once CLG has enough straight-up damage, which is going to come now from Link and Doublelift as they have diversified threats on their team. It's not just a steamroll victory for Cloud9 anymore because CLG may have turned it around at the last possible moment.
And I mean, you kind of look at everyone who's powering up right now, right? Like, Balls is only getting tankier. Right? His last completed item was Thornmail there. Before that was Randuin, so he's just going to get a VP frontline status going in. Kha'Zix tend to build tanky after their first 2 big damage items come in as well. So yeah, it's sort of like if CLG weathers the burst storm, they're going to be kind of okay. And I want to see if Sneaky actually goes for a 6th offensive item here, like a Phantom Dancer, or if he goes for the Banshees, which is now standard for AD carries.
Well, it's really tricky on Corki because he has such mixed damage. It's actually very difficult for him to scale into the late game. I really do think a defensive option is the right call for him. Yeah.
But in a game like this, he will be much more physical-based because you'll rely more on auto attacks because you're in fights for longer. So the value of IED and things like that does go up now that you're this late in the game. We'll see if these guys can pay it off. Of course, C9's mid inhibitor is dead. They want to get CLG's back, though. Baron up in 1:45.
This could really key on whether or not Aphromoo can stop the divers getting onto his carries. He's had tons of great hooks and plays thus far. to keep them out. It also depends on the poke that Cloud9 has. They got a little bit of poke early on to CLG and are trying again to brute force this inhibitor. Not the best target to hook.
So kind of balls done a 2/3, doesn't quite land the taunt on Nien. Now done a half HP, in comes Dexter, finds a 4-man ulti, LemonNation in the backline, taking a bunch of pain. Nien now as well in a similar situation. Satchel gonna knock back Meteos right here. Hook not quite gonna land in a sneaky.
Nice rocket.
Inhib under fire, good damage comes through. Inhib does go down. C9 get a small lead again. Meteos walks out. Sneaky a bit over-aggressive, but I guess he's safe.
Yeah, he can fight back a little bit with Dexter. Dexter just lost half of his life.
Yeah.
And a couple of swings in. So a nice push there by Cloud9, I'd have to say. Being able to brute force in. They still hold pretty heavy item advantages across the board. If we take the 80 carries out of the equation, who Doublelift is ahead with the Spectre's Cow. But if the gold keeps going like this, CLG can hold out for another 10 or 15 minutes. We'll hit a point where everyone, all of the carries are going to be at 6 items, and the gold advantage will cease to be important. CLG wants to get to that point.
Yeah, they've got a lot of room to grow, especially on Dexter, who's just kind of sitting at kind of 1.5 completed items after the Elder Lizard. So he's got tons of room to grow right here in this one. If he can get some of the farm, you'll see a much tankier front line here to help along with Nien. Rest of C9 still looking, and I want to see if they push more than just the mid lane, though. Last time around, they just went for Nexus turrets. They got one of them.
They're trying to sneak in the back here a little bit, but they would probably lose that base race.
Yeah, Dexter can't backdoor that by himself. They've got a recall. C9 has the inside track. They're going to move forward. The recalls all come through.
Remember, there's only one Nexus turret on CLG's Nexus, so that is what would slow down their play. Another thing that did for Cloud9 is it pulled CLG back on the base, meaning Cloud9 can probably force this Baron down before CLG can respond.
LemonNation is sneaking in to take the ward down, and here comes the push onto Baron Nashor. Where does CLG choose to go with this one? Nien and co are running up there. Not a lot of wards spot their progress up the map right there. CLG taking the slow road. They go for the mid lane instead. Cloud9 get the Baron.
That was just so smart by Cloud9. And the Ziggs ult is down as well because they used it to scout. If Cloud9 can catch here, they could very well end the game. They might just run down the mid lane knowing that the Ziggs ult is down and try and brute force this once again.
See what they can do. Catalog Gaming forced to recall on the other side of the map right there. They should get home in time to guard the base, but Cloud9 are here and ready with super minions, with a Baron buff and no supers on the other side. They look for the bottom lane right now. Big wave there, actually ready to start the siege. Balls in the front line. Nien there to try to defend as well. Ziggs puts a bit of damage. Nien dives in towards the back. In comes Eve as well. This is the cataclysmic fight these guys want. Here comes Balls trying to run away. Lucian with damage. Dexter forced to run away with this one. Nien huge damage. Takes the lantern back high. Gets hooked up. Takes the shuttle. He stays alive. Looks for Aphromoo. Pops the Zonias. Sneaky force back as well. Half HP. Lower health bars high. One hit from Dead gets out. C9 forced away. Link has ulti in 10 seconds.
Can you believe nobody died in that fight? What a hold off by CLG there. Hooks, Zonias, shields, and tons of damage right there by CLG. Who's this gonna get? Anyone? No, nobody.
That one's gonna be safe.
Imagine if the Ziggs ult was up for that fight.
Yeah.
How much that would have changed things. CLG could have repelled them, and at this point, 42 minutes into the game with exposed inhibitors on both sides, a one-sided fight by either team could end the game.
Absolutely could. So, see how this pans out. Catalog Gaming to continue to outscale Cloud9, though holding on to Baron buff and a small minion advantage here overall. It's gonna be the push.
This is the most
red buff.
dangerous red buff.
Red buff gets taken. Double has a lantern, takes it. Ascension used, gonna keep the team safe. Meteos flash slows, he lands it. Here comes the ulti. Can he find anything? With a flay land, will he find Double? There he goes. Has GA though. Not great for Double. In comes Balls. What's he gonna find? Double over the wall. He gets the kill into Aphromoo. Now Nien in the middle of Cloud9 has nowhere to go. Flashes the wall. Meteos to chase. The rocket doesn't quite land, but Nien's going to go down.
Oh man.
11, 5, and 10 for Meteos' Kha'Zix.
Old habits die hard right there. Doublelift and Aphromoo should not have been going for that red buff, but Doublelift over-prioritizes farms and occasionally red buff right there. Those two deaths could cost them the game. Cloud9 still has Baron buff. They're pushing mid. There's one Nexus turret, and it's a 3v5.
Ball's gonna look for the taunt, not gonna find it just yet for Doublelift. 35 seconds till Aphromoo is alive. For the mid lane they go. One super minion left. The inhibitor gonna go back down, but there's no supers for a short time. The only Nexus turret stands. Balls goes for it. Damage comes in, looks for the taunt. Dexter into the back lines. He's gonna go for it here. Bit of damage comes through. Onto the Nexus they go. Cloud9 going to ignore CLG a bit and go for the Nexus. Sneaky tries to stay alive. Uses Trinity Force procs. Flashes, gets the kill. Meteos with the 50 gold for it. There goes the game. Cloud9.
43 minutes in, and a red buff steal ends up costing CLG the game in the end. Cloud9 was in control. most of this game, but they had one hell of a time trying to close out CLG. They get the catch at the end, and they walk away with the victory now. They're 11 in a row.
11 in a row, 2 more in the next couple of days, and they tie their spring split record of 13 in the run. Of course, a hard-fought game. The handshakes come through. Man, I mean, that's just relief more than anything on their faces.
That was a close one. You know, they started running into a wall of CLG. The zigs clear with the damage that Doublelift was providing, and the reliability of Aphromu's peel and hooks was almost too much for Cloud9 to take down. But the superior